10 and I was incorporating technology in the classroom. So I love all this. I know there's warnings and all that kind of stuff, but it's got so much potential to enhance our gifted education classrooms. It's me, and I just briefly introduced myself and my contact information. I blog, and that's my Gmail if you want to get a hold of me later. And I'd love to know in the chat who you are, where you're from, and what's your connection with gifted education, so I know how to couch my comments today. Lot to do. I want to do a real lot. I hope you enjoy it. It's very interactive, so I hope you like interactive things because I don't teach any other way. This is our agenda for today. So I'm hoping to expand what you perceive as AI and show you a bunch of new tools you might not have heard of. So we're going to start off with just a little sampling of activities, and then I'm going to see what direction you want to go in, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a little bit. So, all right, so anybody do would you rathers in your classroom? My students love would you rathers. Right, so this little tool, which I'll show you more later, they'll generate any would you rather based on any theme. So I would, mine obviously, because our topic is artificial. Would you rather have a robot for a teacher who knows the answer to every question but speaks like a robot? That would be the applause. Or have a human teacher who occasionally gets bewildered by your questions but makes the subject interesting with funny stories. Anybody use Adobe Express? It's a pretty cool little tool. All right, so you're going to practice using, again, I'm going to spend about another 5 minutes doing warm-ups, and then I'll jump into some more content. This is just to give you an overview of some of the AI tools out there. So this will generate, I think most of us have heard about the game Two Truths and a Lie. So these are mine, and let's see if you could guess which one my lie is. But I did it via this AI animate tool in Adobe Express. Hi, I'm Jackie. Here are my 3 facts. 2 are true, 1 is not. I began teaching college level online with WebCT in the mid-late 90s. Fact 2. I wanted to be a classroom teacher ever since I was a little girl. Fact 3, I taught PE for a couple years and then gifted ed and always wanted to do so in a Title I school. All right, who wants to, who thinks they know which is my lie?
I'm a sushi chef. I like to juggle fire, and I've been skydiving 3 times.
Oh my gosh. I had all these AI tools generate content about why AI should be used with gifted students. It's going to start at this slide, I believe. So you're going to look through slides 11 through 22. You're just going to briefly glance through the slides, and we're going to do a little interactive activity that was generated by AI after you're done. Was there any tool or information that stood out for you? So this was Gemma. This is Canva, and if you know, Canva is a really popular tool. It's called Magic Write. This was Jenny AI. It gives you a little bit, you could ask it to cite something. Won't be appropriate for kids under 13 because there's terms of service, but this one was developed so kids could use it in the classroom. And I'll show you another one in a little bit that's going to come out that's going to be used for that could be used for educational settings. And I love this is you could have conversations with famous characters, so that's why I wanted to put Ray Kurzweil, Singularity guy. Oh, that's a great idea, Austin. And then regular chat GPT, that's what this is. I wanted to get its opinion on the NAGC standards that are addressed for using AI. All right, now we're going to play a little interactive game. This really is going to be too short of a workshop for this stuff. It was up a second ago. Okay, so this is CuriPod of the conference. So this website, this web platform generated this interactive without me. I just got rid of a few. So this is totally generated by AI. So what you're going to do is you're going to join this. So you could scan it if you want to do it on your cell phone. Or you could go to curie.live, Billy Robot then, with Rolling Parrot. And all right, there's what y'all put as your comments. And if you know anything about word clouds, and I assume most of you do, the bigger words are the ones that happen repeatedly and computer generated came up. All right, this is just some more content. I'm going to zoom through this because you looked through that. You have this, you have a copy of this particular one as part of the slides. So, all right, here you go. Next, here's a question. What are the potential benefits and drawbacks integrating artificial intelligence into gifted education? All right, here you go. You can look at what some of your colleagues said here. It's because AI is just part of our lives and is going to be in our future. So I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to skip this, but you could see it be the same kind of thing. And then if we were face to face, it even suggested, I didn't create this, CuriPod did. They had something that you could do in like a pair or a small group. They had an activity you could do. Brainstorm ideas how AI could be used in gifted education. Develop a prototype of a tool or system that uses AI for gifted education. So, and they even have it timed for you. The same thing. What's one subject you teach? Space. All right. Let's create a lesson on the planets.
And you just how to do that. Is the content like it's vetted and it's reliable? Like, do you see where the sources are, where it comes from?
No, and that's where your job is as a teacher.
Oh, right.
See, we can't trust it yet, so we have to make sure we're vetting it.
Oh, I see.
What grade do you want it to be on?
Third.
That's all I did.
Okay.
See, name the planets of the solar system. And they would type that in. Open question. What planets are closest to the sun? Drawings. And so, but this is just AI-based tools, and you'll see this link on the bottom. So they were just fun ways to introduce my students to what AI is. And so there's this really great website called Machine Learning for Kids. And these are all activities that students and my students did the rock, paper, scissors one. And I can't show you, if I download it, you won't see it because it's not part of the screen share. So we started off just with simple activity with rock, paper, scissors. And you see what they're doing is they're training the machine to identify rock, paper, scissors. And then after they switched computers and tried each other's out. So this is a language translator. Aiden's if you want, I'll put it in the chat, even though we only have 5 minutes left. I knew I was going to be short on time, but I'm hoping I got you excited enough. So here's what would you like to translate, and he wanted Russian. So I press go. So they won't know that. Gifted education rocks. And there it is in Russian. And chatbots are really famous. This one, not all the kids got through. It was a pretty lengthy process to make your own chatbot.
This is you asked questions about pugs, and it's just stuff like food, where they live, where they originated, their lifespan, the different types of pugs, and if they like cheese or not. So
ChatGPT doesn't know the difference. So, and this was some slides from a presentation, and the source is on the bottom. I'll show you it I'll show it to you in a minute. These are how kids use these AI assistive technologies to help with their writing. And again, it's not to do it for them. It's to have them just play with it and get more creative with their writing. Here's tools for teachers. These are all the things that ChatGPT could help teachers with. Look at all these ideas. I can't believe someone spent all this time creating this graphic. I was going to have you try, these are different generative IA. There's ChatGPT, Google came out with Bard. Anybody tried Microsoft Bing's? I tried it. It wasn't, they all give really similar answers. Codebreaker's the one for education, and ISTE's coming out with one for education too. It's not out yet, but that link is to their waiting list. I have a whole list of tools. I prepared this Wakelet, and that I'll put in the chat for you, even though you're going to have the slides. The slides, as I mentioned, are in the session description.